Hey, how are you doing? So let's see here. This is just going to be one of those days for me, isn't it? Okay, so we're starting out walking today. Let's see here. My pulse socks, it's starting out pretty good, 97. Yesterday was treadmill day number 6. Today's treadmill day number 7. And let me tell you, my lungs, they're feeling pretty good today. So we're here at 30 seconds. We're at 2, and so, why I'm doing these treadmill things is that research study, right, that said the biggest issue is with our muscles. And so I'm doing this treadmill thing to really try and see if there's any, if there's a way that I can equate this and better manage my health. Yesterday was a tougher day. I had gone for that walk. We had that ice storm, so I had to go out and check it out, and was able to test out my ice cleats. And okay, I'm about a minute and a half into it, and I'm just going to check my pulse again because now it feels like it's dropping. Okay, so I'm going in and out of that stuff again, where it's 97 now. It was like 96, but I'll go through this point where, it really does feel like there's not oxygen getting to my calves or to my hands. And if I test the pulse ox at that time, I'm usually lower. Overall today, I'm feeling pretty good. Where I was feeling congested was right through here, and then like right here, it just feels like the muscles can't move, like they can't expand and contract as much as they should. So I start these walks out really slow, because according to that research study, what's happening is that our muscles are the fast twitch muscles. For some reason, our body repaired everything to fast twitch muscles, which means they're really good for quick spurts of energy, but they can't last a long time. And that's part of the reason why people who have long COVID or vaccine injury, why they are experiencing this extreme fatigue after exercise. And it's a different type of fatigue, right? Because it lasts for like weeks or months. And when I came back in April of 2023, it lasted 8 months. So it took me 8 months to get over it, and then I went back out to the high desert and was doing fine. I got up to high in oxygen, and everything went sideways again. So what happens with your muscles? What they're saying is happening is that when you work out, normally we create lactic acid if we overwork out. Well, this is doing something similar. They don't think it's lactic acid that it's creating. I think it's something like phosphates. I have to reread the study, but it's making all these byproducts that have to be broken down by your body. And what they're finding is that it's creating this sludge in the muscle fibers. So, and that sludge is part of the reason why we're so fatigued, because we have to clear that sludge out. So one of the things they're saying is that I'm just checking my pulse ox. I'm wavering between 96 and 97, you know, at 2. So one of the things they're saying in that research study is that maybe doing really slow exercise will help you improve and rebuild to slow twitch muscles that you can use for aerobic activity like running. Okay, and from Chinese medicine, why does that make sense? Well, some of it makes sense because when you're doing this slow workout, you're like slowly massaging your muscles to expand and contract. And by doing that, you're helping to push that sludge out without creating a lot more inflammation in the muscle, because you're not taking your oxygen down so low that it starts creating all this inflammation. So you're helping to move that out. And they're hoping that by doing that, then your muscles will just naturally repair to slow twitch. I'm not leaving that second part 100% to, oh, they're just going to repair. There's a couple of things that I'm doing that are different that seem to really help with detoxifying that crud out of the body, but I'm not quite sure if they're helping rebuild the slow twitch muscles, which I need to be able to go out and mountain bike, to be able to go out and ride horse, you know, to be able to go out and be really active. Okay, so I'm at 7 minutes, and you can see my pulse ox is staying pretty good. I'm at 97 and my beats per minute is 120. And I want to stay over 95. So whatever I'm doing, I have to make sure I stay over 95 for my pulse ox. So 95% oxygen to the extremities. Okay, so I'm going on to about 8 minutes, and now the walk is feeling a little bit slow. So, you know, yesterday I took it up to 2.5. Today I'm not going to go that high. I'm just going to go up to 2.3 because it just feels different today. I don't feel like I have the same oxygen loads that I had yesterday. So I'm just going to try it first at 2.3, see how my body feels about it, and there it does that twitch thing again. So yesterday, I was talking about that almost squeeze that I feel in the muscles here, and it just did that. But the big difference today is that my pulse ox didn't change. It stayed at 96 and it even dropped to 95 once. So yesterday everything was making a lot of sense. If we looked at this from a Chinese medical perspective of how does phlegm work in the body, today we'll have to see because again, I do have that constriction here, and it's not anything that they can find in the test, so I don't know, we'll just see how it goes. I'm just checking out my pulse ox right now. It's at 96. It's been varying between 95 to 97. The beats per minute, you know, are staying the same. So even though I've gone up to 2.3, beats per minute are staying the same. And it looks like hopefully the pulse ox is starting to stabilize. Okay, I'm going on to about 13 minutes now. So we're still at the 2.3, and my pulse ox is still doing the 96, 125 beats per minute. So the beats per minute has gone up slightly. I still feel okay. I don't feel like I'm under a lot of pressure. I notice like there's a couple areas under here that just got one of those weird twinges, but nothing significant, and it hasn't changed my pulse ox like it did the other day. Now, the one thing that they're saying is that this isn't in the blood vessels, it's in the muscle tissue. So all the sludge that needs to move out is in the muscle tissue and not in the blood vessels. So, you know, to check to see if you have clots, there's a couple tests you can do. There's the D-dimer, which is one they usually do. There's a fibrinogen test, and then there's one that they call a lactic acid test. All of that is testing to see if you have clots in the blood vessels. And one of the things that happens with this muscle thing is that you don't show clots in the blood vessels because the sludge is not in the blood vessels. So I just got another twinge going on, and not a big change in the pulse ox. It's at 97, I'll go back here, 97 over 120 something. But now it seems to be staying at 97 more. So I guess that's a good thing. I can tell you it was a little different yesterday. When I got on the treadmill, you know, when we got into the 10-minute mark, I actually really felt like exercising. I'm not quite getting that same sensation today, and so I'm just staying at the 2.3. Everything still feels sludgy. And in about 3 weeks, I am going to try going into elevation and seeing what happens there. Now, it shouldn't be too significant because I think I'm only going to be at about 3,000 feet, but we'll just see what happens. Okay, so we're like a minute out right now from my 20-minute mark. I've been at 2.3. I've been watching my pulse ox here, and it's been staying around 96, 97, 120, 125, a little bit higher right now in beats per minute. So, you know, it's interesting. I haven't tried days consecutive. So this is the first day that I've done consecutive days in a long time. And the difference today is I felt pretty good when I woke up. I felt like my lungs were pretty open. I just had some congestion here, a lot of congestion right here in my throat. And so I thought it was going to be a really good day on the treadmill, and I was going to feel like doing a lot more. That's not really what's happening. I'm actually feeling sluggier. So as I started walking, you know, for me, it felt like I was having a hard time getting oxygen to the extremities. The pulse ox didn't confirm that, but my legs definitely felt heavier. And my pulse ox has been just varying between 95 to 97. It stayed at 97 most of the time, so I'm thinking that's a good thing. But then I'm also thinking that even this light exercise is creating a lot of inflammation in the muscle tissues. And that's the first time. So you probably didn't hear that, but my pulse ox actually did drop under 95. So I'm going to take this down to 2. So I'm thinking that, so that I did probably create a lot of waste products in the muscle tissues. And today, doing it back to back is creating more waste products. So at 20 minutes, instead of doing better, my pulse ox actually dropped down to 93 for 2 or 3 beats, and then it came back up. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes over time. Okay, until next time, I'll catch you on the other side.